Yeah. So has your training changed at all? Like, I don't, again, I'm not a huge strategy guy, but I know he's the submission master. Like, was there anyone you train with specifically at ATT?
There's a couple guys I train with. I train with this one kid. He won the worlds in jiu-jitsu, Sal Guerrero. He's really good jiu-jitsu guy, but he's also an MMA fighter. So like, I got to train with MMA fighters because if you just train with jiu-jitsu guys, like they don't punch, they only go for submissions and stuff. So they're a little bit better usually technically, but like you have to have the understanding of MMA because like there's certain positions in jiu-jitsu you go for, but you're wide open to get smashed or elbowed in the face. So like you can't do those ones. So that's why it's like it's complex. So you always want like a guy that also is a fighter and a jiu-jitsu guy. But this is the best guy I could find, and we've been training hard. And man, my submission defense is on point. Like I would say there's fucking almost no chance this kid submits me. Like I am so fucking sharp. That's I'd say my best attribute is submission defense out of everything. So that would really surprise me. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with Manny. Like everyone said, Manny was the best jiu-jitsu guy, and coming in the division, he had 12 submission wins. The kid was a monster, and he is a monster. He's still a monster. Like he fought a couple times since our fight. He won by submission, and it's not take anything. It's more that I mean I think Manny's better than this kid at jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Manny would beat him in a jiu-jitsu match. But they're giving him a lot of praise because he has the submission of the year. But you got to look at who he beat. He didn't beat top 10 guys. He didn't beat reputable guys. He beat, entry-level guys coming in the UFC. So there's levels to this, and he's going to find out on May 9th.
How have you like personally gotten pissed in the camp thinking about the fight when you're fighting such a dude who's like so eccentric and out there? It's like hard to get pissed at a guy like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I always find a reason. Like, this guy's not my friend, and he tries to be friendly. He'll like be like, "Oh, I'm excited to fight you," and like,
He hit you in the DM and said that?
well, yeah, just stuff like that. Like, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fuck you up so bad. Like, we're not friends, dude. Like, if you want my respect, you gotta earn it. And he hasn't earned my respect yet. So he has the opportunity to do that May 9th, but he's gonna have to wait until then. So like, every fighter is different, like, so I mean, I'm the type of guy, like, I'm going in there to fight you. Like, I don't want to be a friend. We're not touching gloves and we're gonna be like, all right, we're cool, right? Like, we're gonna fight. Like, nah, dude, I'm gonna try to rip your head off. And if you earn my respect during that fight after, I mean, I'll give you your respect, I'll give you your props, but until then, you're my enemy, and this is war. Black flags are raised, and we're going at it. This is Charles Rosa. This is my platinum hour.
Boston 2020, an era of chaos. But one podcast perseveres to unite the city. Ha ha ha! Yes, sir, baby boy. It's Big Bochi, and you're now tuned into the #1 podcast in Boston. Season 6 is booming. Charles, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yo, can you hear me?
Big Handsome, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What's up, brother?
What up, broski? Here, let me just make sure this camera's rolling.
Hey, do you want it like this, sideways, or do you want it the other way?
Really, it honestly doesn't matter.
All right, cool.
Look more sexy, bro.
Is that a deer in your living room?
Yes, sir. Well, hustling through the quarantine. Let's go.
Dude, you get lonely. You got deers in your living room.
What, dude? I have my producers on the phone. I got Brendan and Slugs. Brendan Slugs, say what's up to Charles.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Charles?
Hey, what's up, guys?
We've been going hard with the research. We just want to make sure we come through with that hashtag UFC value.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yo, so what was the fighter diet looking like today for you?
Well, I haven't eaten yet. I just woke up actually because I slept in like till about 11. So I just took a shower, just chilling now. Probably pretty much this morning, I'm just gonna eat like 2 eggs, a little tiny piece of toast, and like some fruit or something. So pretty. It's starting to trim down now because it's fight week. So it's like 5 days until the weigh-in. So basically, like, I'm cutting out carbs at this point. Like, today's the last day I can probably have any type of carbs. So it's gonna start.
All carbs? Because you said that when we were on the phone the other night, and then I saw you house like tons of corn, bro. That is carbs.
Yeah. Well, I cut down on it. So like But the thing is, someday when I train 2 times in a day, I have to eat carbs because your body like needs something. It needs fuel. Like otherwise, your performance will just suck. So like every day it's kind of depends what I do. Like, but today I do nothing. So like I don't. Today's the one day that all I do is stretch and I don't do much like of a workout. So just kind of today's like the day that I probably can eat the least amount of carbs. But like tomorrow I'll get back to working out. So I'll be able to eat something in the morning.
Well,
But like
dude,
even one day without carbs, man, I don't know if you've done it before, but it sucks.
bro, I went keto. Have you ever gone fully keto?
What is fully keto? Like that's just like
Keto is like all you eat is like fat and cheese and like hamburg.
Oh, you can have cheese, yeah, but I can't have cheese. Like if I could have cheese, that'd be good.
So what are you eating in the next couple days?
Like I'll give you an example. Today I'm gonna eat 2 eggs. I'll eat the fruit, the spinach for breakfast. So I'll eat that, and then
Yeah, but it's not any spinach. It's that bougie Whole Food spinach, boy.
oh, you already know. Dude. You gotta get the best of the best. I'm putting the best fuel in my body. I can't be putting that, some other stuff in there, Yeah.
You go to like farmers markets to get ingredients and stuff?
Yeah, I do. There's a couple of places, like a vendor's food market down here. There's just like farm, like you can literally go to the farm and pick it yourself, So I don't do that much, but like I just go to the market where they pick it for me and then I buy it.
What's the popular fish where you're at? Because
I
I
like,
see you chef up a lot of the scallops and lobster tail.
yeah, I like the here locally the best is snapper. So like red snapper and stuff, they're really good. I just like it. It's good consistency fish. Like back up north, it's like haddock and cod and stuff like that. But down here, I like the snapper, the swordfish. They catch like swordfish right off the boat. So swordfish is actually my go-to. It's like number one. It's like eating a steak, but it's better for you. So that's been my go-to is swordfish and scallops this camp.
Hey, can you give before we move on, a quick synopsis of who you are and what you do?
Yeah, my name's Charles Rosa, UFC featherweight fighter. Also, Conor is chef graduate, so that's my other hobby. I'm
Jay
fighting
Woo, Jay Woo.
You already know. And I'm fighting May 9th in Jacksonville in the first major sporting event to come back since the pandemic. So I'm going to be one of the first fights in that card. So it's going to be good. It'll be live on ESPN, so you guys can tune in for that. So that's what I am and what I got coming up.
And you're freshly lined up. You just got the quarantine cut, bro?
Yeah, dude, $100, dude.
What? Are you serious? Bro, you are blowing all that performance of the night money, dog.
Dude, I don't have any other choice. It's either you should have seen me 3 days ago. So it's like it's what it is,
100 beans? Where'd you go?
He came to me, VIP.
The scissors were gold?
Yes, silver maybe, but something like that. But no, he brought the whole studio in. Like my little brother was like, "Wait, how much did you pay?" And I'm like, "Dude, shut up! I need it." It's like either that or I go on TV without a haircut. Like, what would you do? Small investment.
True. So question, back to the diet, like, so do you feel a difference in your performance based on the meat you eat? Because some people will say, like, if I'm eating like grass-fed beef, I can feel a significant performance as opposed to when I don't eat grass-fed beef. Do you ever feel that way?
I do actually. Like, it's weird. I don't not like right away, but I do notice that when I go to get, I wouldn't say like the grass-fed or the other kind. I just noticed that when I buy like a better quality, like if I go to like Whole Foods or something rather than like just go to like the regular, like if just say, I mean, I would never usually buy it from Walmart or something, but I definitely notice a difference. Like I don't really exactly know what it is. I don't know if it's like nitrates they put in it or what they do to it, but like I definitely notice a difference when I buy like the more expensive ones. So usually the more expensive ones are like organic grass fed. So I would say yeah.
Do you think it's a placebo though? I'm wondering it
I
myself.
think so. I think placebo is a real thing for sure. Like even when I take my vitamins every day, I'm like, oh, and when I forget to, I'm like, oh, I think I'm getting sick. So I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if vitamins work, but I take them. So maybe.
Dude, for instance, like I haven't eaten flour in like a year, and then I made.
Oh, that's real. That's real.
You think so? The grain brain?
Well, I thought you were gonna say like what happened when you ate the flour?
She felt like shit.
Yeah, that's real. Well, that's like gluten, I think, and stuff. Like I think that's real for sure because when for example, like 2 weeks ago, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, they told me my fight was canceled, and I'm like, you sure? They're like, it's postponed, but it's not gonna be till at least June. So I was in full fight camp. I was supposed to fight May 2nd, and then for 2 days they tell me I'm not fighting. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna eat, dude. I went and I balled out. I went and got like pizza. I got pasta. I got chicken parmesan. I just like got a cheesesteak. Like I literally got everything I wanted. I've been cutting out and craving for the last, couple months. So it was like a 2-day period. And like those 2 days, besides gaining like 12 pounds in 2 days, my face was like, I just felt it. Like, I'm like, man, I feel horrible, man, like really bad. And so I know like it's definitely something. Maybe it's the sugar, maybe it's the gluten. I don't know what it is, but I definitely didn't feel too good after that. But then, I got right back on track. They just postponed my fight a week. So it didn't take long to get back back to where I was before, but it definitely was pretty crazy.
Well, I know I had asked you like 3 weeks ago. I was like, "Is it the fight on?" You're like, "Yeah, bro, it's for sure on." When you had heard
You didn't believe me, did you?
well, no, I mean, then it got postponed just for a week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
What was your reaction when they postponed it? Were you like, "Yo, this is like ridiculous. The UFC ever coming back?"
I was upset. I was definitely a little bit upset. It was annoying, but like I said, I was like, well, at least I get to eat some food. So like that was the only reward from it. Like as crazy as it sounds, but when you're dieting for 2 months and you haven't had a piece of pizza, you haven't had a cheese, I was like, I'm pissed. You know what I mean? Like this sucks. I really want it, but like, I mean, what am I gonna do? I can't be so negative and like be down on myself and freak out in the UFC. Obviously, it's out of their hands. Like they're trying to throw the show, and there's people that are higher up or whatever around them that aren't allowing it. So that's I can't get mad at anybody, but I'm like, well, at least I can reward myself a little bit because I've been putting in the work, get a little bit of food in me, feel a little, and then when you get food in you, you feel much better. I mean, so, but yeah, I was upset just because of the incredible amount of work I put in already for this camp. I've been in camp since my last fight, basically. Like I thought I was going to get a quick turnaround in October after I won that big fight in October. I was like telling them, hey, I'm ready to go, like whenever. And then
what's the normal like the shortest turnaround they'll usually give, like 3 months?
Yeah, it'll be like 2 or 3 months. There's guys that have done it. I think the record's like 9 days or something. Like Donald Cerrone's done it like in a week later. So I'm actually thinking this, like after I beat this kid, maybe I'll just stay in Jacksonville because they're throwing shows in Jacksonville for the next week. They got 3 or 4 shows. My big bro, Walter Big Ticket Harris, is headlining the May 16th card against Overeem. So that's going to be the main event. So like, I mean, I'm just thinking in my head, like maybe if I'm up there and maybe someone doesn't make it there or something happens, like there'll be an extra spot. So I mean, I'd be ready to fill in always.
You know why that they're able to throw it in Florida, right? Because well, Brendan, can you elaborate on why? You were telling me about like how Trump passed this bill.
Yeah, we talked to him on the phone. We talked to Dana.
In Florida, like essential workers, entertainment workers are considered essential, so that's the reason why it's in Jacksonville. They can afford to have those workers there. And it goes back to the WWE event in April with Vince McMahon, kind of like talking to the governor and getting that passed.
Oh, did they throw WrestleMania in the same place you're having your fight?
I don't know. Maybe.
In Florida. Well, dude, how's your family going to watch the fight? They going to do like a big watch party? And how's my guy Chucky? You doing okay?
Yeah, they're good. They're actually getting an Airbnb in Jacksonville, so they're going to be down here. So
sweet.
They obviously can't go to the fight because there's no audience in attendance, but, my dad's going to help cook me my post-weigh-in meal. I got my little brother Lucas down here. He's actually right there. Say what's up to him.
What up, bro?
Yeah, he's down here. So we got the family coming. It's the same routine. They just gonna have to watch it at the Airbnb they got set up. And I got my coaches with me. So it is what it is. We're just gonna have to kind of play it by ear. Everything that when we go down there, just they have certain rules and regulations, but. In Jacksonville, it's like one of the most open cities in the U.S. right now. Like the beaches are open. Not sure if restaurants are completely open yet, but it's pretty back to normal there.
Is Cut 432 open right now?
They just opened for takeout, so they were closed. They closed completely, and they opened for takeout. So they're expecting to open again for the restaurant is supposed to expect to open. I don't know whenever they can. I think whenever they allow it. They haven't allowed it yet.
Dude, they got to put Charles Rosa on the menu as an item.
Yeah, like a bomb steak or something.
I was gonna say the Boston Strong steak.
Yeah, dude, that would be fire. That's a good idea. I'm gonna let them know that. Let's see what they say.
What cut of the steak would it be? Like what part of the cow?
Shoot, I mean, I love I don't know, man. They're all so good. Like it depends what mood you're in,
Well, you say that right now, bro, because you've been starving.
Dude, yeah, dude, I would eat the whole fucking thing. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
That
I think
Boston
it's like,
Strong
honestly,
tri-tip.
what my favorite is honestly beef Wellington. I've been watching like a ton of Gordon Ramsay stuff and stuff like that, but you know what beef Wellington is?
Honestly, no. Again, this is the guy who balls out at Market Basket, bro. So,
All right. Well, beef Wellington is like basically it's a filet mignon basically, and it's wrapped in like a puff pastry with like a duxelle, which is like a mushroom type of butter sauce that's like underneath the pie crust. So it's basically like filet mignon, duxelle, which is the mushroom, and then the pie crust basically. And it's like a crispy pie crust, and dude, you cut into that, it's fire. It's like probably my favorite food.
hey, Brennan and Slugs, you guys can't see Charles, but this dude's mouth's watering. yo, so over the next 4 or 5 days, what are you gonna dial your calories back into? Like, are you tracking?
Yeah, I write down everything. I got notebooks from my last 4 UFC fights, exactly what I eat all day, how much I weigh throughout the day, how much water I drink. So today I got to drink 2 gallons of water, which, is hard. That's 16 pounds of water I got to drink. So my weight will go up, but when I wake up in the morning, I'll lose it all. It kind of like something called hyperhydration, where you just drink a ton of water and like flushes out all the fat and all the stuff out of you, and just helps you lose a ton of weight. Even though you're like putting it on, it's just water weight. When you sweat, you just sweat it all out, and it works.
And calories wise, like, what are you dialed in at? Like 2,000?
Uh, I would say, yeah, I would say 2,000. Yeah, it's about 2,000. I actually eat a lot though. The thing is I eat a lot, but it's like every hour or two. So every hour or two, my metabolism's constantly going because like I'm in like the best shape of my life right now. So my fucking metabolism's like through the roof right now. So I'll eat like every hour or two. I'll have to eat an egg, or I'll have to eat like a piece of fruit. I'll have to eat, a small salad. Like if I'm like starving and I can't get through it, I'll just make a salad, just feel like I'm eating something, or I'll eat some pistachios. And then in the next 2 days, next 2 or 3 days, a couple days before the weigh-ins, when I finally cut out salt. So like right now, I can still have salt. I can have salted pistachios. I can put salt on my fish. I can use whatever. But 2 days before the fight, I have to cut out sodium completely, because that allows you to flush all the water out of your system. So that's what I'll do. And that's the worst. When you cut out the salt and the carbs and like the sugars, and the last 2 days get sucks. So like right now it sucks, but it's not the worst because I'm still eating and still get some salt in me. I'm still drinking water. So everything's still pretty normal now.
Now I watched Notorious. It was like the documentary, one of the documentaries I've been watching in quarantine. And so the weigh-ins, the way it works is you guys do the big prize weigh-in on the stage, but you do the official weigh-in before you go on stage, right?
Yeah, it used to not be like that. It used to be the official, like my first 3 UFC fights were the official weigh-in. The only weigh-in you did was in front of everybody. And it was like you're, dying, like basically stepping on the scale, like just trying to get your water in. But now I think to make it a little more entertaining, they have you weigh in the morning. So you already make weight, you can rehydrate, eat, and then they have the official weigh-in. So even when you step in the scale, they'll say, 145 pounds, but you're really like 160, at that point. So
Okay, so what again, I'm not the huge technical guy, but what is your strategy been for, like, is the camp been any different than what you did with Manny and before that?
I'd say the big difference of this camp, obviously with the pandemic, I haven't had as many training partners. I've been training just as much. But the one difference now is like with the Manny fight, since it was my first fight back since my neck injury, I was very safe. Like I didn't do any sparring. I didn't do much. Like I didn't do what I would normally do for a fight camp. It was all about staying healthy. Like the whole camp was just, hey, I'm going to just do what I got to do to make sure I don't get hurt. Like, I just want to make this fight happen. Like I don't want to take, it was a very low risk involved. So all my training was low risk. It wasn't with bigger, stronger guys. It wasn't with better guys. Like most guys I was going with, I was better than. Like it wasn't, if I was sparring like hard kickboxing, it wasn't with guys that like, if you go with like, there's a big difference going with a guy that fights 2 weight classes above you or a guy that fights a weight class below you. Like the guy a weight class below you probably couldn't knock you out if he tried, but a guy 2 weight classes above you could probably land some pretty hard shots. So I was just concentrating on just staying healthy, going with like smaller guys that I trusted, like not taking too many shots, like just getting through the camp healthy. But that also is low risk, low reward. So it's like, but the more risk you take, then the more reward you can get in the camp. So you got to kind of calculate it yourself. But this camp, I've been able to do exactly what I wanted to do. I got all my sparring sessions in. I was able to train like pretty much 2 times a day, every day, hard training, like back to the grind that I feel confident going into a fight in the way I want to feel. So I'd say
it feels okay.
Is the output. I feel great, man. Best I ever felt. Like feel normal, which is how I want to feel going into this. So, there's no doubt that I'm gonna shine. I can't wait.
Did you call out Bryce Mitchell before your last fight?
I didn't.
Someone you wanted to fight?
Yeah, I want to fight him. I always saw him. I'm like, man, that'd be such a good fight. This kid's like, he's such a character, like he's a character. Every guy in the division, there's no easy fights in the UFC. So I could be fighting some guy that's just as tough as Bryce Mitchell right now, and not many people as much would know about the fight because, if you're fighting, a guy that maybe just come into the UFC or doesn't have much of a name, but he's just as good as him. Bryce Mitchell is, undefeated. He's 3-0, coming off submission of the year, which is huge. Like, he got the best submission of the entire year in 2019. He won.
How do they grade that, though?
Oh, the Twister?
I mean, how do they grade it's the best submission of the year? Just the most
They have fan voting, so they vote on it. And, yeah, I mean, he pulled off a Twister, which is like, it's like, I don't know, you almost have to, like, let someone do that to you. It's like doing the Boston Crab or something. You know what I mean? It's like, it's hard to do, man. I don't know.
It's like the pedigree. It's like Chris Jericho pedigree.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not taking it away from the kid. I mean, he pulled it off, so I can't be like, oh, it was lucky. It wasn't lucky. I mean, obviously, he practiced the move before. He knew how to do it. He knew how to execute it. Like, 90% of fighters don't even know how to do a Twister, So, I don't want to take it away from him, but it's what it is. I mean, he pulled it off, so he definitely got some good hype from that. If you watch his interviews, he's a character. He's from Arkansas, so he's like, it's like finding like
Thug Nasty.
Yeah, dude. He lives in an RV. Like, he's out there, dude. He's a different character. And
well, I thought it was branding genius by the UFC, dude, because they have you like hardened Boston strong from up north, and they have you fighting the country kid.
I love it. It's like city kid versus Boston, and I mean, it's a city boy versus country boy. Like, we're gonna find out who's tougher. You're gonna see a kid from Arkansas or a kid from Boston, and that's like the love of this. That's what fighting for me is all about. I always would wonder, like, when my cousins would come down from like Florida, I'm like, man, I wonder who's tougher, like Florida kids or Boston kids. And I'm like, oh, definitely Boston kids. And then like, well, this California surfer kid came down. Like, you think this kid's California surfers are tough? Like, and then we saw him fight one day, and this kid was tough as fuck. I'm like, man, he must have been fighting. He's like, yeah, we used to get in a lot of fights, like when people cut in front of you when you're riding waves, bro. Like, someone cuts in front of you, you gotta fight him, bro. And I'm like, really? And then so like,
where is this, bro? This is like your summer home growing up.
Yeah, Seabrook, New Hampshire. Yeah, Hampton Beach. You've been up there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what, would you guys just fight in the backyard?
You fight in the beach, yeah. That was beach house, yeah. So we used to get fights in there, and there was the California kid came. Like, he had like blonde hair. Like, there's no way this kid's tough. Like, but man, the kid was nails. And then, there's all different types of people come, and like, you always wonder which part of I always did. Maybe not everybody. That's just how I thought. I was like, man, I wonder where. But then I was like, who would win, like a country? And then that's how we're kind of making this fight. Like, this is Boston versus Arkansas. Like, who's tougher, a country boy or a city boy? We're gonna find out. So you guys can tune in on May 9th, and you're gonna see. I'm gonna represent hard for Boston.
Yeah. So has your training changed at all? Like, I'm not a huge strategy guy, but I know he's the submission master. Like, was there anyone you trained with specifically at ATT?
There's a couple guys I train with. I train with this one kid. He won the worlds in jiu-jitsu, Sal Guerrero. He's a really good jiu-jitsu guy, but he's also an MMA fighter. So like, I got to train with MMA fighters, because if you just train with jiu-jitsu guys, like, they don't punch, they only go for submissions and stuff. So they're a little bit better usually technically, but like, you have to have the understanding of MMA, because like, there's certain positions in jiu-jitsu you go for, but you're wide open to get smashed or elbowed in the face. So like, you can't do those ones. So that's why it's like, it's complex. So you always want like a guy that also is a fighter and a jiu-jitsu guy. But this is the best guy I could find, and we've been training hard. And man, my submission defense is on point. Like, I would say there's fucking almost no chance this kid submits me. Like, I am so fucking sharp. I'd say my best attribute is submission defense out of everything. So that would really surprise me. But yeah, I mean, the same thing with Manny. Like everyone said, Manny was the best jiu-jitsu guy, and coming in the division, he had 12 submission wins. The kid was a monster, and he is a monster. He's still a monster. Like he fought a couple times since our fight. He won by submission, and it's not take anything. It's more that, I mean, I think Manny's better than this kid at jiu-jitsu. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Manny would beat him in a jiu-jitsu match, but they're giving him a lot of praise because he has the submission of the year. But you got to look at who he beat. He didn't beat top 10 guys. He didn't beat reputable guys. He beat entry-level guys coming in the UFC. So there's levels to this, and he's going to find out on May 9th.
How have you like personally gotten pissed in the camp thinking about the fight when you're fighting such a dude who's like so eccentric and out there? It's like hard to get pissed at a guy like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I always find a reason. Like, this guy's not my friend, and he tries to be friendly. He'll like be like, "Oh, I'm excited to fight you," and like,
he hit you in the DM and said that?
Well, yeah, just stuff like that. Like, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fuck you up so bad. Like, we're not friends, dude. Like, if you want my respect, you gotta earn it. And he hasn't earned my respect yet. So he has the opportunity to do that May 9th, but he's gonna have to wait until then. So like, every fighter's different, like, so I mean, I'm the type of guy, like, I'm going in there to fight you. Like, I don't want to be a friend. We're not, touching gloves and we're going to be like, all right, we're cool, right? Like, we're going to fight. Like, nah, dude, I'm going to try to rip your head off. And if you earn my respect during that fight after, I mean, I'll give you your respect. I'll give you your props. But until then, you're my enemy. And this is war. Black flags are raised, and we're going at it,
Now, have you put some thought into like fighting in an empty arena? It's going to be so weird, dude.
Yeah. Hey, it's like the same, man. I fought 20 amateur fights, and half of them were in gymnasiums with like 20 people in it, high school gymnasiums, with just a ring in there or whatever. And then I fought in parking lots with nobody there, and friggin',
on the beach in front of Surfer Ollie.
Yeah, I've been on the beach
after he ripped the curl, man.
Exactly. So I've been in fights, and then I've been in situations where I'm in Mexico City and there's 30,000 people cheering against me. And then I've been in Boston where there's 20-something thousand people cheering for me. So it doesn't make a difference, where it is. I'm always, it doesn't make a difference the circumstances. It's the same mission. There's one guy standing in front of you, and you got to beat him,
Say that, but it is going to be really weird walking into like an empty stadium when you just came off a packed stadium.
Yeah, that's true. It's going to be a little different, but he's in the same, the thing is too, is he's in the same boat. It's not like he's going in there too. So it's like, that's what always, anytime there's things like that, when people like, oh, like this, like it's an even playing field usually, always, I mean, it definitely helps.
There's no advantage involved.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes if it's a hometown, like if I got to fight this kid in Boston, I feel like it would be pretty sweet, like to have like, everyone for me, because he's like from the middle of the country. But I was supposed to fight this kid in Oklahoma, so I was basically supposed to fight him in his backyard. So I would have been kind of probably coming in like, and I wouldn't have been the fan favorite, I'm guessing, in his backyard. So I'm happy that they moved to Florida, because now it's just even playing field. There's no advantage for either one of us. Like, I don't have any fans there. He doesn't.
Dude, there are going to be so many people watching on TV. It's going to be insane.
Yeah. That's what they're saying. They're saying it's big. I've had so many people message me. Like, I've always had a couple of people message me like, hey, I'm going to bet on your fight. And like, but I've literally had like probably 100 messages being like, dude, I'm putting money on you. I'm like, all right, well, it's easy money for you to do it. Fucking, what do I,
Dude, dead ass. And the gamblers are going to come out like crazy, because it's the first thing they can gamble on besides like the stock market in the past 6-7 weeks.
This is a big thing. So I'm excited about that. It's pretty cool. I saw it, and it's gonna be a fun night. It's gonna be a big, like, it's gonna be a historical night. Honestly, like, I think it's gonna be, hopefully the breakthrough through this damn pandemic thing. Hopefully we can get the other side of it, or at least start to.
Hey, B and Slugs, you guys got questions for Charles?
Yeah, sure. So there's a couple other fights with guys from Massachusetts you got in your division, Stevens versus Cater, and then also DeCastros from Fall River going against Hardy. Can you just give us a preview of that, or are you boys with any of those guys? I'm just curious, what are your thoughts on those fights?
Yeah, dude, Jorgen's from Fall River, I think.
Yeah, I actually never met Jorgen. I don't think I've ever really met him or talked to him. I do know Greg Hardy, however. I cornered Greg Hardy in his first 2 contender fights in the UFC. So I was in Vegas with him. I flew to Vegas with him and cornered Greg Hardy. I train with him. He's a nice kid. As much of as people don't like his background and his stuff, he's always been very respectful towards me. He said, he seems like he's a nice guy. He really, it sounds like whatever like his history is with all this stuff, but he's a solid kid. He works hard and he's always willing to learn and he's humble. So I've never had an issue with him. I don't know the other dude, the Jorgen. I guess I did know he's from Fall River though, so I look forward to meeting him. He seems like a tough guy, and that's going to be a sick fight because those are two big boys getting in. Dude, those are they're monsters, dude. They're freaks, and I know that the Jorgen dude got hands too, and Hardy's nails too, and they're both big boys. So I'm excited to see them. That'll be like thunder in the cage.
I'm surprised you don't know him. Like I feel like the MMA community is so small in our state that like all the pros know each other.
Yeah, it's just maybe that.
Do you know his gym?
No. What gym is he training at?
I called them like a couple days ago.
Well, I didn't know Manny. I never met Manny before, and he's like a Boston.
But you had known of him, right?
Yeah, I knew. I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of him, and I've heard of Jorgen before, sure. But Calvin for sure. Yeah, I've never trained with Calvin, but I've seen him in the gyms before, like passing, and I've been friendly with him. I've seen him, at events. Seen him in the Boston events. He's a cool cat. He's a cool kid. He's tough. I've watched his fights. I think he's gonna. The thing is with Stevens, it's like a really tough fight because Stevens is so dangerous. Like he has such power and explosive power, and then Calvin's like has that too, but he's probably a little more technical. But like if they get in that 50-50 exchange, it's like a 50-50 fight. Now if Calvin fights the fight smart, picks him apart, uses his jab, does what he's supposed to do, then Calvin wins. 9 out of 10 times. But if he gets into that 50-50, stand in front of you and throw ones and twos and hooks, then, dude, that's anybody's fight. So as long as he fights smart and he can keep his cool and keep his composure, I definitely got Cater in that fight.
Slugs, you got a question for Charles?
Yeah, I do. So even though there aren't any in-person crowds, are you feeling more pressure because so many people are going to be tuning in and betting on this fight?
That's a good question. Every fight, there's so much pressure. Like, every time I go fight I think the most is when I go fight in Boston, like knowing that like all my school teachers as I was a kid are going to be there, all my friends, my family, like everybody I ever knew, like so many people, like, are going to be there and they're literally going to be in attendance. So it's like kind of like, there's a lot of pressure and it's on ESPN. My last fight against Manny was a featured bout on ESPN. So every fight there's a lot of pressure. My other one when I fought in Mexico City against Yair Rodriguez was my first pay-per-view event. Like it was a big event. So every fight there's tons of pressure and I know the world's watching. So, that doesn't change. I'm used to that by now. At this, it's almost kind of like there's a little bit less pressure because like, you don't have your family in the audience. You don't have all that stuff. Everyone's watching on TV, but everyone's always watching on TV and, your fight footage is going to be out there for your whole career. So it's not going anywhere. But yeah, I'm more excited that the whole world's going to be watching and there's all the eyes are going to be on me and it's going to be my time to shine. I'm going to get to show the world who I am. And it's another great opportunity.
Dude, I'm stoked, man.
Yeah.
Real quick. What is the protocol like? Have they said what the protocol is going to the stadium and stuff? Like you got to show up in a hazmat suit?
Dude, I don't know, man. They tell us a little bit, but they don't tell us much. Like they say, we're going to have strict testing. We're going to do this, but like, that doesn't mean that we're getting actually tested. It just means that they're going to like, you know what I mean? They don't even tell us. We don't know. Like, they're just like, you basically can't bring anybody with you in the hotel. You can only bring your 3 cornermen to the hotel. So I got that set. Nobody's allowed in attendance, and they haven't told us anything else. So that's the only information I have is that only my 3 cornermen are allowed in my hotel, and they're going to be strict on that. And then only my 3 cornermen are allowed in the venue, and that's it. Like as far as food, like how we're going to do everything, we don't really know.
Dude, you probably aren't allowed to say this, but there's no way that they have these 1,000 people show up who are participating in the fights and they test everybody and then one person gets it and they shut down the whole event. Like they would never do that.
Yeah. Well, they don't want to do that. So they probably won't do that,
Actually. And are you able to come out to the song you want to come out to? What'd you do last time? Dropkick Murphys?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna come out to that again because
Hey, dude, want to hear something crazy? Slugs
Yeah.
landed a podcast episode with Ken Casey at the Dropkick Murphys next week.
Oh, no way. Oh, yeah. Yeah, send it over. We'll try to tune in.
Focus on your fight first, dude.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck this kid up, dude. You already know. Watch.
I'm stoked. So wait, you're gonna come out to Dropkicks again?
Yeah, I'm coming out shipping up to Boston. It's like, it'll be. I need a little bit of noise in the crowd, So it's kind of give it that. I don't know what it's gonna be like. The weird thing is coming out to the music in an empty arena. It's gonna be like a full arena. Like usually the crowd, you can hear them like, whoa, you can feel the energy. But like when just your music comes on, it's like, all right, well, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, I guess. I've never been because I've walked out the walkout songs, but there's always like it's a small arena, it's a gymnasium, it's like a little venue, there's people in it, but I never walked out to like a stadium that sees 20,000 people and then like there's no audience,
It's just echoing through, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll be cool, man. I think I like that song. It gets me pumped up. It's like war music,
It's your brand, baby. It's Boston Strong.
You already know.
Okay, one last question. So is that private island thing? That's for real? Like, is that an actual thing?
I mean, besides me not seeing it, it's like I haven't seen it yet. But yeah, we talked to Dana White last week, about a week ago, on the phone. Had a conference call with him. He said he just got off the phone with Donald Trump, and he gave us all the information. And he said,
"It's gonna be sweet."
It's pretty cool, yeah. But he goes, Fight Island is real. He's like, it's a real thing. We're gonna do it. We're gonna be throwing fights there for the international fighters, like. So, because that's the whole reason they're doing this, so they can. Because if you look, all the fighters on these cards are fighters that are in the United States currently. Whether they're foreign fighters, they're in camp here already. So, they're not flying in anybody from other countries to fight. All these fights are people that are in the United States. So it's a huge advantage being an American fighter right now, being in the States, or at least having your training camp here. So they can't fly anybody in from outside the U.S. So. That's why they want to do Fighter Island, because then they can fly them into the island without any issues.
That's going to be sweet.
Yeah, it is going to be sweet. We'll see. They said it's under construction now, so we're about to find out.
Hey, listen, we have a new segment on the show. It's called Sales Mode. So we're going to give you 45 seconds to either pitch yourself or pitch what you're trying to sell. Because everyone who comes on the show, they got some sort of agenda. In your case, it's probably your fight coming up next Saturday. I'll give you 10 seconds to break, and then you got – no, the fight's on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Fight Saturday, B. All good, dude. So you have your fight Saturday. I'll give you 10 seconds. Then you got to go full sales mode and rip it. And we're going to send you a clip, dude.
Easy work.
3, 2, 1, sales mode.
All right, guys, everybody tune in. May 9th, UFC Jacksonville. It's going to be the first event ever to come back, first live major sporting event to come back since the pandemic. So you definitely don't want to miss this one. It's going to be the first live major sporting event that you're going to be able to bet on. So definitely get your bets in. And this is one you don't want to miss. It's going to be millions of people viewing worldwide. So definitely tune in May 9th. Watch me knock out Bryce Mitchell.
How are you going to knock him out, man?
With my hands. Or my knee. I don't know. I haven't decided.
Dude, can you maybe wash those sweatpants, bro? You got a little grass in there, dog.
These are some nice sweatpants, bro. Nike, bro. I get the Mickey look. I'm rocking the Mickey Ward.
Let's go. It's Boston Strong.
He actually sent me a message yesterday. I was fucking pumped, dude. He's like, oh, man, I'm going to watch your fight. I was like, dude, that's so cool. I just watched your movie the other night.
Dude, I'm stoked. It's going to be sweet. Before you leave, this is how we start and end the episode. You totally blew this last time. It was hilarious. You got to say, hi, your name, and this is my platinum hour.
I was cutting you out. You know how much weight I was cutting when I did? I was like probably 20 hours from weigh-ins.
Dude, I remember your face was hollowed out.
Yeah, you remember that? It sucked. I'm getting there, though, dude. I'm like 5 days from that.
Hey, I'm pumped for you, bro. This is how you start, though. Hi, this is my platinum hour. Hi, I'm blank, and this is my platinum hour. Directly after, no break. Hi, your name, and that was my platinum hour. So it's this is, and then it's that was.
All right. Ready?
And everyone support Chucky's fight.
Hi, this is Charles Rosa. This is my platinum hour. Hi,
Hey.
I am Charles Rosa. That was my platinum hour.
Not perfect, but we'll go with it, dude.
That was on point, bro. One
Hey,
hit.
Hey man,
One hit Twitter.
I'm stoked for the fight, bro. Good luck. It's gonna be sweet.
I appreciate you, man.
And hey, we just got new sweatshirts in. I'll get your address after this, and I'll ship you one out to Florida.
All right, for sure. Actually, yeah, I might be up in Boston too after the fight. Hopefully, I don't know. Actually, yeah, but I'm gonna be up there soon once this thing. Hey, when do you think this thing's gonna slow down? Like, what's the word in Boston?
Well, I was gonna say, dude, if you get that $75K prize money, you can't go to the Encore Casino again and ball out for like
What?
26
It's
hours.
closed. Dude, that's the only reason I was going, dude. I was gonna ball out after.
Dead ass.
When's it open?
How much did you blow that night?
Oh, dude, I can't even say, dude. If my mom listens, then I can't do it.
Yeah, bro. I remember you were forcing it. It was hilarious.
It's the good stuff.
I think this will end in. I think Massachusetts will probably be one of the last states to open up, just because we're mad conservative. Florida is probably a free for all right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, the casino's aren't open here either. So I mean, we have the Hard Rock Casino, and it's not open. So, but it was open like late, like the casino. Well, the whole pandemic was going on. The casino was still open. It was like the last thing to shut down. It was like the most dangerous place. There's chips. It's crazy how it works, but I knew it was like real serious when the casino shut down. Like when the casino shut down, that's what involves all the money.
Well, dude,
Like,
remember spring break? That was like the last thing they shut down, and like all the kids were getting loose on the beach.
Yeah, there's some kids that had some stupid. How stupid must that one kid feel? He was like, you see that one kid that?
Yeah, he's like, if I get corona, I get corona.
Yeah, he's like, fuck it. Oh, poor guy. His life's fucked. But yeah, so it's all good.
All right, man. Well, hey, thank you so much, and I'll hit you right now just to get your address.
All right, cool, man. Tune in May 9th. Watch me. All right.
Peace, bro.
Later, bro.
Present